tap your card to open the door and tap your card again to lock the door. So welcome to Electronics Simplified, where electronics is going to be made simple. So before we go ahead in this video, I'd like you to subscribe to this channel for more, and also hit the bell icon and stay updated with the latest videos. So if you have done it, let's begin. So I'm going to start off with the things we need. We are going to need the RFID RC522 module. Next, we'll need the RFID tag or the card. Alright, I'm going to speak about both these modules a little later in the video. We'll need an LCD 16:2. Also, we'll need a I2C module, which will be integrated at the back of it. Some of you might have it at the back. Next up, we will need a breadboard. So I'm going to use a large size breadboard for this project. Next, we need a 12-volt solenoid lock. Okay, this is going to be one of the interesting part of our project. It's action controlled on spring. I will be speaking about this lock a little later. Next, we will need a relay, a 5-volt relay. Now I have a module, so I'll be just using one of this. So this 5-volt relay is just going to be for a part of the electronic switch, which I'll be using it with the lock. Next, we will need a power supply for our solenoid lock, that is a 12-volt power supply. You can look at the power specification. Next, we'll need a set of cables, jumper cables, preferably female to male. And for the last component, that is the USB cable. So that's all. In case you have gathered all your components, you are all set. So before that, a little bit in detail. Don't skip this part since it's important. Now this tag has a lot of pins: SDA, SCK, MOSI, MISO, and the power supply pins that are there on it. Okay, so what are these pins basically for? So SDA is the serial data pin. SCK is the serial clock, which means they clocks with the Arduino. MOSI is master out slave in, and MISO is master in slave out. Then we also have an interrupt request pin on it, which we won't be using, and then we have the ground, reset, and the VCC pin. Now the VCC pin is 3.3 volts. Please keep that in mind. So the RFID tag explained. Now this is a card, and this card has an antenna and a microchip inside it. So let's have a look at the microchip. The microchip is somewhat placed around this proximity of the card. So in order to perform the test, you need to have a light source and place it behind the card. So you can see that the microchip is present here. Now let's spot the antenna. Okay, and there the antenna is at the edge of the card. So it's all around. It's going to be across the whole card. So in case if you break open a card, maybe you'll see it better, but I don't want to break my RFID tag. Okay, and every RFID tag has its own unique code, so it stores the UID. So now the solenoid door lock explained. This solenoid door works on 12 volts and it's an action spring lock. Let me zoom in to show you the spring present inside. Now this solenoid is present inside along with a spring, and it works on the principle of magnetization, which is done with the help of this 12-volt power. Now the 5-volt relay. Now this 5-volt relay is going to be controlled by a Arduino, and we are going to connect the pins, that is ground, input 1 and VCC. We'll be connecting it to normally open, and that's all from the relay. Now let's connect the circuit. So before that, let's have a look at the circuit diagram. You can pause here and connect your circuit, or else you can follow the steps. So I'm going to plug in all the cables into my RFID RC522. The only pin that I'm not connecting here is the IRQ, that is interrupt request. So after you connect all the wires, you can connect them one after the other to your Arduino. So I'm going to go in the right order. So I'm going to start off with SDA connected to pin 10 on the Arduino. Next we have SCK, and you can connect it to pin number 13. Then we have MOSI, you can connect it to pin number 11. Then we have MISO pin, and I'm going to connect to pin number 12. So once you have connected these 4 pins, we are going to come to the next half, that is with the ground pin, that is a power supply pin, and then we have the reset. So connect the reset to pin number 9 on the Arduino. The last pin that we have is 3.3 volts, and make sure that you connect it to 3.3 volts and not 5 volts. So if you connect it to 5 volts, you may burn your module. So see that 3.3 is placed very close to 5 volts, so don't make a mistake of connecting it to 5 volts. Alright, so connect it to 3.3 volts. So now let's connect the LCD 16x2. So you can mount the LCD on the breadboard. After mounting the LCD, you can place the I2C module. Some of you might not have to do it because you already have the I2C module at the back of your LCD. So you can find a detailed version of this tutorial of how to connect a LCD to the Arduino. It will be provided in the description below, so you can refer to it in case if you have any problem. So now let's look at the pin. There are pins ground, VCC, SDA and SCL. So I'm going to connect all the 4 pins, and then I'm going to connect the power supply of the LCD first. So see that whenever you power up any of your component, you don't do a misconnection, okay? That is, don't change it with plus or minus and minus with plus. You might end up burning your components. So I'm being a bit careful. Alright, so if you can see the color combination, connect ground from the LCD to the negative on the breadboard, and the VCC from the LCD to 5 volts on the breadboard. I'll be connecting the power supply to the breadboard later. So that's all for the connections. So let's go to SDA and SCL. So connect SDA to pin SDA on your Arduino, or you can connect it to A4, okay, that is analog pin 4, and you can connect SCL to SCL on the Arduino. So that's all for the connections for the LCD. Now comes to the power supply. So connect the 5 volt from the Arduino to the 5 volt on the breadboard, or you need to connect the 5 volt to the positive line on the breadboard. Also connect the ground to the negative on the breadboard. So with this you have powered up your breadboard and you're all set to connect the solenoid lock. Now this solenoid lock needs a 12 volt power supply. So my 12 volt power supply is an adapter. In case if you have a battery, you can straight away connect it. And we'll need a relay as well. So I'm going to use a single relay from this module. You did not purchase a full module, just a single relay is enough. Then now a little preparation for the power supply. So my adapter has this connector, so I'm going to chop it off. So there you go, that's chopped. And now I'm going to get the wires peeled off because I need to identify the 12 volt and ground wire. Now in order to do that, I'm going to get this coating off in the first case, and I will use a multimeter. So peeling's off, that's gone. And next I connect the probes from the multimeter, the red and the black probes, to my wires. So there you go, you set your multimeter to 20 volts DC, alright, and connect the probes to each of the wire. So when you connect them, and in case, now let's connect, okay, I'm wounding it. Now I'm getting a negative sign, so the red testing probe is the ground since there's a negative sign on the multimeter, and obviously the other one has to be the positive. Alright, so that's the positive that I'm touching, and let's put a tag around it so that I don't confuse it later on. That's all. So let's connect the ground. Let's connect the ground of the solenoid and the power supply that I was using. The 12 volt power supply and the solenoid lock ground is connected together. Then we have the power supply 12 volt and the red wire from the solenoid vacant. So these two will go to my relay. So connect it to the relay in normally open position. So it's NO. If you're using a single relay, maybe you'll be able to see something called as NO and NC. So connect the 12 volt from the power supply to the NO of the relay and connect the 12 volt from the solenoid lock to the common. Okay, so in case if you're using a module like me, then this is my first relay. Look at the number present on the relay. There will be a number on it, and then you can connect the input. Alright, so now my connections are done. So you got to connect 5 volts, ground and digital pin 7. So there you go. I'm going to connect ground and VCC to the Arduino. So let me connect the ground and VCC. I'm going to connect it to my breadboard since there's a lot of space. So there you go, I'm connected to 5 volts and the other one to the ground. Now the last pin that I have, the yellow one, is IN1. So that's the input pin, and I'm going to connect it to digital pin 7 since I've programmed it in my code. So connect the USB from the Arduino to your computer and open the first code, that is of the RFID tag. Now these are the files that will be available in the description. So open the code. So once the code has opened, you might need to include some of the libraries. Alright, so let's include the libraries. So go to Sketch and then you can say include library and add zip library. So when you add the zip library, please locate the library that you have downloaded from the description. Okay, I am browsing in. Okay, now that's my RFID master.zip, and you can hit open. I had already performed this earlier, so it says that this library already exists. Now you can verify the code and you can upload the code. So when you hit upload, alright, it's going to upload to the Arduino, and once it's done, you'll be able to read the code from your tag. So now you can put your card and you'll be able to see your UID. Now the code that is there, 83AFC8, is 02 because that's the regular format. Now we can go to our RFID code and paste it. Now you'll be able to see that I have pasted the code as 83AFC502. That 0 is present there because the format is 00 space 00 space 00 space 00. Alright, so that's the format of our UID, and if in case any of your numbers are not displayed, please replace them by a 0 in the front. It's going to be in the prefix. Now I've written the code and I programmed my digital pin 7. So I've written digital write 7 high and 7 low. That is the only pin that is going to control my door. Alright, so you can hit upload, and once you hit the button upload, you'll be able to see the output. So now you can tap your card and there you go, it's scanning and the door is open. And if you tap your card again, you'll see the scan and door is locked. So now you can perform this n number of times. Okay, so that's all from my side. You can enjoy this project. So if you have any queries, please do comment. And thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.